man, I just can't find that.
Hey, you want to sign up for my email list?
Please, no, I don't want to sign up for your email. Let's get out of here. I'm busy.
But you're not going to want to miss this freebie that I have if you just sign up for my email list.
Okay, I'll sign up.
Awesome. I need first name and last name.
Okay.
Definitely your email address. And that'll be good enough for now.
Okay.
Perfect. Another email from my list. It's getting big. It's going to be good. We have all seen those intrusive pop-ups trying to get us to sign up for someone's email newsletter. Yet we as content marketers know that something about email marketing works really well, otherwise people wouldn't be doing it so much. Well, today I have the privilege to share with you some things that I learned as I interviewed John Ainsworth of Data Driven Marketing. John, in his entire business, focuses on helping people create courses and information products, and then to sell those courses and information products far better than most of us are doing already. I'm going to go ahead and let John tell you a little bit about himself and his background and why he got into this business in the first place and how it is that he's so dang good at it.
Yeah, so I used to work in fitness marketing. So I work with gyms, kickboxing clubs, hospitals, all kinds of local organizations. And at some point, I guess a little while after it came out, I read .com Secrets. And I was just like, this is incredible. Like, this is it. This is what I should be doing. I shouldn't be using these old tactics. These funnels are the way forward. So I started building these kind of funnels in the fitness space. I got the hang of it so well that I started filling all of these groups up. And then they would say, that's awesome, thank you. And they would stop hiring me. And I was like, this sucks. So I've got two options. I could do it less well deliberately, or I can find people who've got more capacity. And then I started working with online course creators. And what I found is there is a niche. There are people within the online course creator space, and they were building up a YouTube channel. They were blogging a lot, and they're building a lot of traffic, and they loved sharing it, and their audience loved them, and they're building up all of this trust. But they weren't making as much money as they deserved. So they're selling courses, but not many people are buying the courses because they weren't really promoting them very much. So we went through tens of millions of dollars worth of funnels, and we found the steps in there that were the ones that always work. There's some things that always work. They always increase revenue significantly, and they don't take that much time. And so we boiled it down. It took like 3 years. This is not like I'm kind of saying as if like, oh, we just did that, like 3 years work. And we found this system that we've put the whole thing together now as one system, that what we found is on average, like you said, it 4.86 times people's revenue in about 6 months. Like, that's the average. Some are a bit lower, some are way higher, but that's the kind of and it's like, this is it. And now we're just like, we've got to tell people about this. We've got to get this out there to the world. This is incredible.
I think this is just so cool. I'm excited to get to share with you John's step-by-step process, his whole system for how it is that he goes about helping course creators to sell their courses better. But also there's some awesome advice in there for those of you who have not created your courses yet. He helps people who have a course already be able to make 4 to 5 times more money than they currently are from their courses. And that's just their average. But another cool thing I found out is that for those who don't have a course yet, you're relying on ads and affiliate marketing to make the money from your blog. Well, for those people, he's able to help them earn an average of around 10 times more than they're currently earning from their blog. So I invite you to see what John had to say, take notes, and figure out how you can implement this exact strategy on your own content website.
So let's say you haven't got an info product yet, but you have got, 10, 20, 30,000 website visitors a month, something in that kind of ballpark. So the first thing you need to do is you need to get those people onto an email list. And the money's in the list. We've all heard this 1,000 times, but people don't really get it and they don't really believe it. They're like, I know that it's supposed to be, but I don't see how, and I don't know how that works and what have you. So the first step is, though, get those people onto your email list. Now, most people, if they've got a lead magnet, if they've got an opt-in on their website, are getting somewhere around a 0.5 to 1% opt-in rate. So as in 1% of your website traffic every month signs up to your email list. And if you do it well, if you do it properly, you should be getting about 5% opt-in rate. And a lot of people, if someone's at 0.5 and they can get to 5%, that 10 times is the speed at which they're growing their email list, which is going to be enormous. Now, it doesn't make you money straight away because you're not doing anything with that email list properly, but we're going to come to that next. What most people have on their website is an opt-in form somewhere on the site. Let's say it could be just to a newsletter, or maybe it's to a lead magnet. And for anybody who doesn't know, a lead magnet is something free that you give away if someone chooses to sign up to your newsletter, which encourages them to then sign up to your newsletter. So let's start with, first of all, what the lead magnet should be. It should be something super valuable that people can get value from immediately. Like, that's the absolute ideal. They don't have to do any work. They just get the value straight away. So an ebook is okay. A newsletter is the worst of all. An ebook's kind of another step up. If you could give people some kind of free resource, it could be a template, a swipe file. The best one we've ever had as a client was Paintable. They have these free brushes. So they're helping digital artists. And so if you sign up for their newsletter, then you get these, whatever it is, 12 brushes, and then you download them and then you upload them into Adobe Photoshop or whatever they're for, and you've got them. And now you've got this thing straight away. So you get the value without having had to do any work. So that's the absolute kind of idea of what the lead magnet should be. The next thing, if you've already got a lead magnet, just stick with whatever you've got. If you don't have something, then put a lead magnet in to go with your newsletter. But the next step is then, how do you get that in front of more of your traffic? So what you've got on your site is you've got the homepage, you've got all the blog post pages, you've got the main blog page, what have you. And normally most people have just got the opt-in in one place on there. And what we want to do instead is we want to put it in multiple places. We want to put it everywhere so everybody can't miss seeing your opt-in form. So if you go to Teal Swan, then you can see all the different places on their website that they have the opt-in form. I'll kind of list them out what they are. So first of all, it's on the homepage. Secondly, it's a pop-up after someone's on the site for about 30 seconds. Next, it's on the main blog page. It's on each of the blog posts, top, middle, and bottom. So if a blog post is 2,000 words, then you're going to have 3 different adverts for your own lead magnet. Now, if you've got if you're making money from ads at the moment, you might have to pick and choose, well, okay, how does this compare? How does this compete with it? As you start to make more money from your email list, you'll start to see, oh, I don't have to worry so much about the ads. I'm just going to put this instead of that. But you might, you take it one step at a time. So in a 2,000 word article, you'll have 3 different, ideally, graphics all promoting your lead magnet. So it's not just the same thing 3 times, it's different ones promoting it in different ways. And you have it in the sidebar. And all of these things are graphics, they're not opt-in forms. So if someone clicks on it, if they click on the button in there or anywhere on the graphic, it brings up the pop-up. And that's got a slightly better opt-in rate generally as well. So that's like the simple getting started place with just putting it all these different places on your site. And that will generally about 4 times your opt-in rate. That's kind of a normal increase that you get from that. Now, what you can then start to do is put it onto social media as well. So if you've got a social media channel, let's say Instagram or YouTube or what have you, the way that we do it is at the end of every video, we point people to the lead magnet. Because with YouTube videos, you can't change them later, right? You can't go back and edit it without losing all of the, everything that you've already gained so far. So you want to make sure that whatever link you put is going to be the same forever. It must never change or you can lose a lot of potential subscribers. So you have it at the end of the video. If you want to see a great example of this, then WOD Prep. If you watch any of his videos about chin-ups, for example, then at the end, he will promote his chin-up lead magnet. Here's our free guide on how to do twice as many chin-ups or whatever exactly it is. You don't want to do it at the beginning because that reduces your viewer time and YouTube's not going to like you for that, right? So you put it at the end of the video and you can have a little graphic for it so you don't have to remember to say each time. That just kind of gets added in from the editing. And then you do the same kind of thing on other social media. If you've got Instagram or Facebook or Pinterest or whatever, every 10th post, you'll put up a graphic that's promoting your lead magnet. Now, you don't have to do all of these things at once. So what I suggest is start with just one lead magnet. And it doesn't even have to be amazing to start with. One lead magnet that you think is be generic, will work in a bunch of places, and then promote it in a bunch of places. Once you've got that done, spend 2-3 days on this maximum, right? If you've got that 2,000 blog posts and you need to go through manually and put it onto each, well, don't do it on all of them. Look on Google Analytics, find what's your highest traffic 100, put it on those ones. Get an assistant to go through and do it. Don't start with 3 graphics on every blog post. Start with one that is, you maybe put 3 times, or you just put once in the blog, or whatever, whatever's easiest to get this started. And you'll get a big increase from the first step. And then you start making some money, like we'll cover in the next phase, start making some money from your email list. And then we can go back and improve it. Like, the thing with this is you have to implement something before you can optimize. Loads of people want to start with the perfect version. It's just not going to happen. Start with the rubbish version, get something done, then we'll go back and optimize later on. So the next thing we want to do is we want to start making money from the email list. What we want to do is we want to send out a promotion to the email list every month. Eventually, we're going to get to twice a month, but we start with just once a month. And there's a number of issues here that we need to address that probably, if you're listening, it probably just jumped into your head. So don't worry, I've got you. We're going to go through this. So the first thing is, people are like, if I send out a promotion every month, I'm going to annoy my subscribers and they're going to unsubscribe. And then what's the point of having the email list? And I don't want to be one of those salesy, annoying, spammy people. So the trick here is to send good email promotions that people like receiving. Most people who get that email promotion are not going to buy, and we want them to stay on the list, and we want them to carry on opening your emails. So the emails have got to be good, they've got to be valuable, they've got to be helpful, and they've got to promote whatever it is you're selling at the same time. And you can do all of these things. It is totally possible. So we've got a client in the language learning space, and she was doing a few thousand a month from her course sales. She had a big YouTube following, had a big email list, and she went from doing a few thousand a month to, by doing an email promotion and 1 challenge a month, to making 60,000 a month. So she was a coaching client of ours. And we said to her, well, you've already got the email list, you've already got the courses. Let's start with this phase. I had another client, Dennis, he's in the Google shopping ads space. And he was doing his best month ever was 7,000. And when he started doing this with 2 email promotions a month, in month 3, he made 17,000. So it's like, this stuff really works once you've got an email list. Okay, so gain, logic, fear, going, gone. So the first 3 are not very promotional. They're more about the person receiving the email and helping them out. Now, you do mention that you've got something on sale that week, a course that you've got on sale or an info product or what have you, but that's not the main focus of the email. So the gain one is about what is going to be better in their life. How is their life going to change as a result of doing something about this problem? Not even necessarily buying your course, but solving the problem in their life. So let's say you're selling a dog training course, and the problem that you're helping people to solve that week is your dog is not house trained. And so you talk about, this is like, you know what? It might seem like this isn't doable, but this is doable, and you can manage to house train your dog. And once you do, this is how much better your life is going to be. You're not going to be waking up at 3 a.m. You're not going to be clearing up messes from the floor. You're not going to be really upset that your favorite rug is now completely ruined. All of these things, and just giving people a vision of the future in which things are better and helping them to feel that it's possible. And that gives value to people because it reminds them, I can do this. This is going to happen. This gives them encouragement and motivation and support and makes them feel better about the world. Now, the logic side of it is much more about like, okay, logically, what are the steps that you're going to need to work through? What is it that you're going to need to achieve? Like, for the people who are very logic driven, how do they think through this problem? What's the overall structure they need? And then the fear one is, if you don't sort this out, what's going to happen? What's the problem going to be? And it's not, fears may be a little strong, but it's like, it makes the point quite well. But it's just saying to people, this is the stuff this is why this is important and needs solving. Because if you don't solve it, these things are going to happen, and that's going to cause problems. You're not going to be happy about it. So it's really important to sort it out. Now, within each of these emails, you are promoting that you've got a course on discount for like 30% off this week only that also solves this problem. But it's not the purpose of the email. It's not the focus of it. The next ones, the going, gone, are the more promotional ones. So these ones are specifically, they're really aimed at people who in the first 3 emails were like, oh, this is interesting, I need to sort this, but they're not quite sure yet. So we're going to have things in here like frequently asked questions about your course, benefits of it, testimonials from clients, features of the course, this kind of thing. And each of these is going to link off to the sales page with a reminder that it's 30% off this week only. And then the gone one, the very last one, is just very, very short. It's like 2 sentences. And it's just saying, don't forget, discount ends in like 3 hours, just right before the end. And you tend to get a big upsurge in sales right at that point. So most people freak out when they have to write these kind of emails because they're like, I don't know what to say and I don't want to be too salesy. And the thing is, it's like if you do it like this and you talk about things in this way, you'll find that actually your unsubscribe rate will sometimes go down because you're sending out really good, valuable emails covering the topic stuff that's useful to your audience, and you'll feel good about it, and people will buy. So it's like a super big win all around. So if you've got any affiliate products that you're currently promoting that would fit with this, then you can sell them via email the same as you can sell them just via links on your website. And in fact, you're going to make more money from doing that. So whether that's courses or whether that's physical products or whatever it is that you're selling it via affiliate, if you know people are buying it already, well, you can promote that in your emails as well. So that's kind of the easiest step one. The next one is if you're like, well, I want to find out about selling courses or info products to my audience, you can go to something like ClickBank. And you can find what's available there, check it out, make sure it's good quality, make sure it's something you're proud to promote to people, but then look at, okay, well, what's got good ratings, what's selling well and has got a good sales page for it, and all these kinds of things. And then you can try promoting that out to your audience. And what that's going to do is 2 things. One, it's going to be practice at selling this, and you can make some money from it. But 2, it's also going to tell you which courses you should make going forwards, because some courses are going to sell way better than others. So you want to try and find that out before you make the course, because making a course is a bunch of work. You have to make a really good course. So you want to be doing, planning out learning objectives for people and figuring out what resources go with it and planning out the structure of it and writing the scripts and recording everything and like uploading it. All of that's going to take a bunch of time. So you don't want to do it if it's something that's not going to sell. So that's another way of figuring it out, is by promoting stuff on ClickBank. Another thing that you can do if you are at that phase of figuring out what courses should you make is survey your audience. Start asking them, look at what is it that they're interested in, look at what the competition is selling, look at your instincts as well about like, what do I think has got a good chance, and then survey people to say, would you be interested in this kind of thing? And then you can even pre-sell it before you actually go out to market as well. So all of that, that's like, again, I know this is kind of an enormous amount of information, but like all of that will allow you to make the right courses, even if you haven't got stuff created yet. The last step that, if for people who are just getting going, they haven't got the email list, they haven't got the courses, the way you've been going through it is the order to go through it. And there's like a last phase that actually, if you've already got courses, you've already got an email list, this is the place to start, which is how do you get higher revenue per sale? So every time that you make it, let's say you're already doing, so let's take the home recording guy, right? So David Vignola, Home Recording Made Easy. He was a coaching client and he had a few thousand a month in sales already. And he had an email list and he had website traffic and he had a bunch of courses. So the place that we started him, what we do is we go through with each of our clients, we do an audit, first of all, to figure out where are they exactly, and then what should they do first so they can get results, as soon as possible. So for him, it was increase the revenue per sale because he had all those steps in place. So it was these are order bumps and upsells. So the order bump is also, we call it a yes trigger. So it increases revenue by about 20%. So let's say you're making 5,000 a month at the moment. You put this in place, you're going to be making 6,000 a month. And it's going to take like a day, right? This is you want the 80-20 of the 80-20. Like this is it. This is the one to go with first, right? So the idea here is somebody is on your sales page, they've decided they like the sound of your course, they've clicked add to cart, and they've gone to the checkout page. On the checkout page, what we want them to have is a tick box to add something else to go with their order. The reason this works so well is somebody's already in the process of buying. So when you add something else in that they could buy that goes with what they're buying, that increases the value of it, that fits really well with it, a big proportion are likely to buy it. So we are talking like 30, 40, 50, 60% of people are going to, all you need is like 2 sentences describing what this is and why it goes with what else you're offering. So I'll give you an example. We had a client in the spirituality space and we got them to implement the order bump. and we made it $27. So the original product was $37, and we had an order bump for $27. And they have made an extra $130,000 a year because we've put that order bump in place. Now they've got a whole bunch of traffic, obviously, in a big email list, what have you, but like it gives some kind of an idea of the scale. And on the other end of the spectrum, David Vignola, he was making a few thousand a month. He implemented order bumps and upsells as well, and his revenue went up by 40% in 3 days. It took him 3 days to implement it. His revenue went up by 40%, and it stayed at that higher level for forever. Like that is a good 3 days, right? Now there's like, if we're working with coaching clients, and there's a whole lot of details that we go through with people around, exactly what should be your order bump and exactly what, how do you do the wording for it and what have you. But even if you don't do that, right? Even if you never work with us and you implement this and you do something, you're going to get a good result from it. This is going to make you more money. This works really, really well. So let me explain the difference. So an order bump is that tick box on the checkout page. The upsell is the confirmation page after someone's finished checking out. You then offer them something else. It's called a one-click upsell. So for example, if you're doing language learning courses and you sell somebody the beginner course, the upsell could be the intermediate course, or it could be the package of the intermediate and advanced. Or if you're selling a challenge, you do a challenge every month, then the upsell could be, why not get the whole year's worth of challenges? That's the kind of thing. It's more of what they've already got. The place to start is the funnel revenue calculator. And so what we found is most people can increase their average monthly revenue by about 20% within a week. But I've just given everybody all these different things, all these different steps. What do you do first? What should you do? What's right for your business and for where you're at the moment, right? So if you want to know what to do and in what order, then go to courseprofitreport.com. And there's a form there, you fill in a few questions, and what we'll do is my team will figure out a personalized plan for your business. So how much extra revenue you could make, what step to work on first, they're going to send you through training on how to do it. So whether you ever work with us or not, you're going to have a much clearer idea of what you should be doing. I think just the fact that this stuff is life-changing in terms of like the amount of extra money you can make from it. If you have got good at driving traffic and you aren't implementing these steps, this is where most of the money is. It's not in ads, it's not in affiliate. This is where most of the money is. And you have done the hard work. If you spent a few years building up your traffic, you've done the hard work and you deserve to get paid for it. Don't get overwhelmed. Start with just one step at a time. And, when you make a bunch of money, I get people come up to me at conferences regularly and be like, I listened to your podcast, I did this thing, and now I make an extra $5,000 a month. I was just like, cool, tell me,
Now, I don't know about you, but to me that felt totally information-packed. Tons of really good actionable stuff that you can do right now for your content business, whether that's figuring out exactly what it is that you can promote and sell, figuring out what sort of a course that you could create, or taking what you've already created and being able to get it in front of a lot more people. That said, there's actually about twice that much content. In our interview, John shared with me some other techniques, some little bit more advanced things that you can do once you start to see this working. How you can take this process and optimize it further to further grow your income and further grow your reach. For those of you in Project 24, I invite you, if you haven't yet, make sure you go check out the episode on the podcast where I interviewed John Ainsworth from Data Driven Marketing. There you're going to get this entire interview and learn so much more. And for you watching, I hope you'll take advantage of the information that John shared with me and start earning the amazing revenue that you deserve from this content that you've been working so hard to create.